Your home hit the market and it's not selling. You staged it perfectly, you priced it right, or at least you thought you did, and weeks go by, then months, no offers, just a few curious showings, a whole lot of silence. Here's the part nobody's admitting. Jacksonville right now has more homes quietly expiring than they are actually selling, not because of the market, but because sellers are walking straight into hidden traps they didn't even know exist. Let's hop right into it. The first one, pricing based on yesterday's market. There's this unspoken belief that because Jacksonville was booming just a couple of years ago, it's still the same in this market. Every week, you can scroll through online listings and kind of spot it. Homes are priced just a little too high for their features. It's the kind of price tag that says, hey, we're still living in 2021, right? What's happening is that sellers are using outdated reference points. They're comparing their homes to what neighbors got 2, 3 years ago without realizing that the dynamics have drastically changed, right? Insurance rates have climbed, insurance premiums have skyrocketed, buyer psychology has shifted. The mistake isn't just the number on the listing, it's the mindset behind it. When a home sits for too long, buyers start to assume that there's a reason. They don't think, oh, maybe it's overpriced. They start to think something must be wrong with the home. And once that perception forms, you've lost leverage before the first showing even happens. Pricing has become less about comparables and more about momentum in Jacksonville. Homes that create early buzz sell faster, not necessarily because they're cheaper, but because they're strategically positioned to grab attention within that first 7 days. After that, visibility drops off like a cliff. What a lot of people don't realize is that your first week on the market is your biggest weapon. Every agent, every buyer, every automated alert is watching, and if that first impression doesn't land, you don't get a second one. This is why overconfidence in pricing kills listings faster than anything else. And it's not greed, right? It's just assumption. Assumption that the market owes you the same results that it gave somebody else, but the market doesn't owe anyone anything. It rewards strategy, not memory. The next problem is what I call the illusion of exposure. What most sellers think that once their home is listed online, so like Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, once that's being seen, the truth is visibility and exposure are not the same thing. Think about how you scroll in your own feed. You might flip through 100 posts before actually stopping on one, right? Buyers do the exact same thing. They skim, they scam, they scroll until something disrupts the pattern. Homes in Jacksonville often get buried because they all start to look the same. Wide angle photos, white kitchens, identical captions. If there's no emotional hook, buyers are going to glide right past. Real exposure requires a story, not fiction, but framing, right? A home isn't just a structure, it's a setting for a future. When you show a kitchen, you're not showing cabinets, you're showing mornings, right? Going outside with your coffee in the backyard, you're not showing square footage, you're showing Saturday afternoons with the kids. The reason so many listings sit isn't because they're bad homes, it's because they're invisible in a sea of sameness. And the cost of invisibility is time. Every day that passes without traction, it chips away at your value. I want to take a second to just cut the video. If you have a listing right now that hasn't sold and you're feeling a lot of these pain points that I'm describing, or you want to sell your home in Jacksonville soon, reach out to me right away. My number is here on the screen. I'm confident that I can help you and actually deliver you a plan that gets the result you're looking for. Let's get back to the video. Then there's buyer fatigue. You've probably heard it in conversations. People saying, oh, we're waiting for the rates to drop, or we're waiting for the right time, when what they really actually mean is that they're just tired. The past few years have been a roller coaster. First a frenzy, then frustration, now hesitation. Jacksonville's buyer pool is full of people who want to move, but they're terrified of making the wrong move. That fear shows up as indecision. They look at a home 3, 4 times online, maybe even schedule a showing, then they back out because something doesn't feel right. It's not your home, it's their exhaustion. And here's the scary part. When buyers are fatigued, they default to safety. What that means is they'll probably choose a new construction home over yours because it feels predictable. They choose rentals because it's reversible. Meanwhile, resale homes, especially those that require imagination or updates, they sit longer. This is not a reflection of your property's worth, it's a reflection of the emotional economy we're living in. People crave certainty, and the current market, it just doesn't give them that. So they stall. So another reason is the breakdown of communication and momentum, right? So every home that sits has one thing in common: silence. Silence from agents, from buyers, from feedback loops that should be fueling adjustments. A lot of Jacksonville listings go stale simply because nobody's talking about them anymore. There's no buzz, there's no updates, no data being shared. When that happens, the listing fades from the conversation. Not because it's unworthy, but because it's been forgotten. Momentum is everything in real estate. When communication breaks, so does the energy. Buyers can sense when a listing has lost life. They can feel when an opportunity has gone cold. Even the smallest actions, refreshing photos, updating the description, adding context to the neighborhood, can really reignite your visibility. But when nothing changes for weeks, buyers assume that the seller is stuck. Finally, there's the hidden layer nobody likes to talk about. It's external friction. Even when the home itself is perfect, outside forces can make it very difficult to sell. So Florida's insurance environment is one of the biggest. Many buyers get blindsided by premium increases, flood zone reclassifications, or roof age restrictions that make underwriting super painful. There are no inspection realities, not failures, just fatigue. Jacksonville has an older housing inventory in many areas. A buyer can love a home, but once that inspection report hits their inbox with 25 different line items, half of which sound scarier than they actually are, they freeze up. When you add it up, overconfidence, invisibility, fatigue, silence, and that kind of friction, you get the perfect storm of stagnation on your listing. That's what's really happening beneath the surface in Jacksonville's housing scene. It's not that homes aren't beautiful, it's that the psychology around buying and selling has changed faster than anybody has been able to adapt to. So the good news is, every single one of these problems is fixable, but it starts with awareness, not panic. If your home is sitting, or you're thinking about selling in Jacksonville and you want a real breakdown of what could actually slow your sale, text or call me right now. I'll walk you through exactly what's trending locally, what buyers are reacting to right now, and what strategies are actually working in this environment. Because the truth is, homes are selling, why not yours? Your listing deserves a carefully thought out plan that actually delivers on the results that are spoken of. So reach out to me today. I'd be super excited to help you out. Either way, have a good one.